Hello everyone, making the ملفوف cabbage rolls. I need to core the cabbage as such, and you know, it needs some muscles here, but the more you can core it, the easier you can separate the leaves when you boil them. So this looks good, really. That is not too bad. So I'm just gonna pour it to make sure the leaves separate easily. And looks like it's done right here. This looks good. Take this piece out, and there it is. So I have 3 more to do. All right, so now each head goes into the water that it's almost boiling, and I would kind of turn it around and then peel each leaf by itself. Put it in a strainer right here. And see how it's real easy to remove them. Look at that. This should not take a long time. Once you pour it really well, they come out easily. And so I'm gonna continue with the rest of them and then come back with the next step. Right, so I finished boiling the cabbage leaves. They're all boiled, and so time to cut them. I like to cut and stack like the green on one side and take the rib out. I save the ribs so I can put them in the bottom of the pan so it doesn't burn. So yes, so those look big. Sometimes I keep them big and sometimes I go smaller, but yeah, I will chop the like darker green on one side because I put that in the bottom of the pan as it takes a little bit longer to cook, and the white colored cabbages, I put them on the side, and when I roll them I put them on top. So I'm gonna finish doing this and then make my stuffing and start rolling. All right, now for the stuffing. So for every head of cabbage, I usually make 2 cups of rice. I soaked them for 15 minutes and then rinse them. Now I'm gonna add the stuff to them. I did cut some steak, some beef yesterday, so I'm gonna add that to it. And there's some small cut beef, and I'm gonna add a cup of oil because I'm making for 4 heads of cabbage. So there's 1 cup, some salt, about a tablespoon, and I usually adjust that later. Allspice, a tablespoon, and then pepper, about a teaspoon, and mix it all together, and then adjust the taste if I need to. And so sometimes I make it with ground beef. I'm just gonna look at it and see how, if this beef is enough. I have some ground beef on the side that I will add to it if I see it's not enough. But I'll adjust it and start rolling. All right, so I have the stuffing ready. I have to tell you I doubled the amount of seasonings and oil because I'm making 4 heads, and I underestimated, but I put the recipe for 2 heads later in the video. So what I do is in the pot, I put the cabbage ribs that I took out, and then I start rolling. I have garlic. It's not peeled, but I'm gonna, every layer I make, I sprinkle a few, and so that's the traditional way. You could sprinkle, you know, you could put the peeled garlic, but it's traditional that you put the garlic with the peel on it. And so those look big enough, so I'm gonna roll them and put them in the pan. Throw some garlic and come back to you when it's all done. Let's get all the green first. Green leaves. But the stuffing tastes really good. So some people cut those cabbages because they're so long. You can, I don't usually cut them, and they're fine. When people pick and they want to eat, they usually choose the big one. All right, be back when I'm done. I'm about to cook the cabbage, so I put it on the stove. Notice that I have a really like 4 heads in this pot, and I used the inside of each head and I stuffed it. I remember my mom used to do that and call it jaje, so like chicken. But so that's a tradition that I just wanted to use, and I have salt water in here, salt to taste. I'm gonna add it to it, cover it, and cook. Keep checking on it for about an hour now that I have a lot to cook. I also put a flat plate on it, because when it boils, I don't want it to just fall apart. And then once it settles, I'll take it out. So yum. Smells good.